Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing chocolate taste tests. So let's do it. So today I'm going to be taste testing a variety of Tony Chocolonely's chocolates. So Tony Chocolonely's is a chocolate bar that I've seen around a lot, but I've always been intimidated by the price because it is almost $6 for a 6.35 ounce bar, which actually is not that bad per ounce, but we'll get to that at the end. So I've seen them around a lot, but I never purchased them until recently. And I only purchased them recently because one of my favorite podcasters was talking about the company, and she went into great depth about the company. And I thought it sounded great, so I wanted to see what their chocolate tastes like. Tony Chocolonely's mission is to eradicate exploitation in the cocoa bean industry across the world. 40 to 50 million people depend on the cocoa industry for their livelihoods, and Tony Chocolonely makes sure to pay them a living wage, which is called a living income reference point when we're talking about a living wage in terms of the world. So yeah, I found out about them from one of my favorite podcasters, and I'm not that much of a chocolate fan, to be honest. I did recently do a video where I taste tested Mr. Beast's chocolate bar. If you want to see that video, the link is in the description, and you can go and check that out when we're done here. But I was intrigued because I always like to try products on behalf of other people who might be interested in what a product tastes like or how it works. So I thought this was a great time, and I'm not going to get too much more into it right now because I want to get to tasting these. They've actually been in my house for about a month, and I've just been waiting for the right time to do this video. So the flavors I got was chocolate caramel cookie, white raspberry popping candy, chocolate pretzel, and then just a 70% dark chocolate. So I think we'll go with the white chocolate first. I'm not a huge white chocolate fan. I am a raspberry popping candy fan, or at least I think I am. So as mentioned, this bar is 6.35 ounces. All the flavors are not available in all sizes, but they do sell two sizes. That's a 6.35 ounce bar and then the 1.8 ounce bar. These are obviously sharing bars. Now the price per ounce for the large bar is $1.06, and the price per ounce for the little bar is $1.32. Now, like I said before, one of the reasons I didn't ever try these is because I thought they were expensive. But they're actually quite reasonable. A Lindt chocolate bar is $1.39 an ounce. And then the Mr. Beast bar that I tried was $1.28 an ounce. And they're not as high quality as this. Though the Mr. Beast bar is, well, you go and watch that video, and you can listen to me talk about that chocolate over there. One interesting thing about Tony Chocolonely's bars is they're all broken up in just little different shapes and sizes. So again, this is the raspberry popping candy white chocolate bar. Yeah. That is the best white chocolate I've ever had. I want to eat that whole bar right now. When I look at quality of chocolate, I look for taste, texture, and aroma. It doesn't have much of a smell, really, but the taste is so good. And the texture is very, very smooth. And the aftertaste is perfect. Now, one of the reasons I don't like chocolate is because most of the chocolate I've had in my life is American chocolate. And if you've ever had chocolate outside of the United States, you know that American chocolate generally is not very good quality. Some people say it has a bad aftertaste, and there are some reasons for this. Things that can impact how good a chocolate is the sugar quality, the chocolate source, and the chocolate quality. In addition to that, there are things that are being put into the chocolate that will definitely impact the taste and the texture. Let's move on to the chocolate caramel. I do like caramel. One of the reasons that American chocolate gets the texture that it does tends to be how they are melting the chocolate. I'm not going to get into the science of that, but sometimes the way a chocolate is melted, it gives it a grainy sort of texture. All right, chocolate caramel cookie. You know, it's good. I like the white chocolate better, but that just might have been from the raspberries. I do like the chewy caramel that I'm finding in here. I'm gonna have to give these candy bars away. Of course, nobody needs this many candy bars. So one of the reasons American chocolate tends to be waxy is due to the type of fat that they're using. A lot of American chocolate uses vegetable fat in addition to the cocoa butter, using less cocoa butter and more of like palm or soy oil or cheaper vegetable fats. Essentially, the reason that these chocolates are better is because of the better quality fat being used. Let's take a look at the ingredients. Okay, so for the milk chocolate bar, sugar, dry whole milk, cocoa butter, cocoa mass, and then there's the cookie stuff. It does not look like they're using any other fats besides cocoa butter. Cocoa butter is actually listed more than once on this ingredient packet. So that's what's giving this chocolate and many other high quality chocolates that really smooth flavor. And if you don't believe me, go find a high quality chocolate bar and a Hershey's bar and taste them next to each other, and you'll notice the difference. In addition to that, many lower quality chocolate companies and American chocolate companies use lower amounts of cocoa solids in addition to the fat, and some add actual wax. And I think Hershey's is one of those companies that adds wax to their chocolate. And the reason they say they do that is to protect it in the heat when it's being transported. I guess so, but like all these other chocolates are getting transported and they're not putting wax in them, so I'm not sure what that's about. Another thing that American chocolate companies tend to add to their chocolates is butyric acid. And they add the butyric acid to extend shelf life. And butyric acid tends to give it that sour flavor. Some people have actually compared it to vomit, like the sourness from vomit. And vomit does contain butyric acid, so that kind of makes sense, I guess. All right, milk chocolate pretzel. In addition to all those other things that impact how good a chocolate is, there is the sugar quality, the type of sugar and the quantity of sugar. So American chocolate tends to have higher amounts of sugar, less amounts of cocoa butter and good fat and cocoa solids, and that's why the chocolate tastes bad. So this is a chocolate pretzel toffee. It's a dark chocolate, pretty much the same ingredients, made in Belgium, so that's probably why it's good. I'm gonna be so sleepy after all this sugar. Before I move on to the next one, I want to return to this white chocolate one. Let's take a look at the whole bar, and at the unique designs on it. This isn't the greatest unwrapping video. I'm a little limited on space for this kind of stuff right now. But that is how the front of their bars look. I think it's pretty neat. I don't know if there's a reason for having all those pieces like that. All right. Let's talk about some of the health concerns with chocolate. A lot of chocolate contains lead and cadmium, which are toxic. Of the more popular bars, Tony Chocolonely's had the least amount of lead. There is a bunch of links in this description about everything I've talked about today so that you can go and look into it some more, because I don't want to make this video too long. But you should know that a lot of chocolate contains lead and cadmium all over the world. And now moving on to this 70% dark chocolate bar. And the good news for people is that this one is vegan. No animal products were used in the making of this bar. It contains chocolate liqueur, sugar, cocoa butter, cocoa powder, and soy lecithin, which is basically an emulsifier. These guys' bars, little bars look like that. Funny little shapes. I am more of a dark chocolate fan than a light chocolate fan. These are really good chocolate bars. I mean, it's good. For a dark chocolate, this is really good. It just tastes like extra dark and bitter after all this sweet stuff. Well, I'm really glad I taste tested these. And I think that's it for this video. I've eaten enough chocolate now, and I've taste tested these enough to know that definitely gets my stamp of approval as far as something that's good quality. I love what the company is trying to do to eradicate slavery in the cocoa fields. I like the quality of the product. It's made with fair trade cocoa and sugar, which is also great because that means even more people getting paid fairly. And this should be out just in time for Valentine's Day. So I would actually suggest getting this one for your Valentine if they like white chocolate. And again, this bar costs almost $6. And this is not an advertisement for Tony Chocolonely. Nobody's asked me to do this. I just wanted to find a nice chocolate product to bring you, and I think I've done it. I also wanted to have just a little bit of fun in a video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you go out and buy yourself a chocolate bar. If you do, please come back and leave me a message and let me know if you liked it. And same goes with the Mr. Beast chocolate bar that I did this last summer. Leave me a comment on all my videos and let me know what you think. Oh, and subscribe if you haven't already. That'll be it for today. Thank you for watching my video and have a wonderful day.